Welcome to the Capital Gains Tax Solutions podcast, where we believe most high net worth individuals and those who help them struggle with clarifying their capital gains tax deferral options. Not having a clear plan is the enemy, and using a proven tax deferral strategy, such as the Deferred Sales Trust, is the best way for you to grow your wealth. Hey, I'm your host, Brett Swarts. In each episode, I'm joined by some of the best financial independents and wealth advisors in the world, where they share their ideas, deal stories, and inspiration. So together we can make complex tax deferral strategies simple and passive income plans achievable. Hey, I'm excited about our next guest. He is a former Californian, and like a lot of folks, they're moving out of California for taxes and different reasons. And he's in the great state of Texas, in Austin area. And he's also the founder of crushthestreet.com. And he is he's going to share a lot of knowledge with us in regards to some cryptocurrency, some precious metals, also some real estate. And I'm excited to welcome Kenneth Ameduri to the show. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing?
Brett, thanks so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone.
Excellent. So, Kenneth, will you start with just a little bit about your story and your current focus?
Man, my story, I can go back to the day, when early days, growing up, hearing the stories of my grandparents. My mom grew up in Argentina. It was a country that was attracted a lot of Europeans after World War II, and obviously decimated Europe. And, Argentina was a place for many people to go. It was like a good economy for about a minute. And then the government started doing a lot of things, taxing people, and, things started to run away. And my mom, they ran a business, and they experienced hyperinflation, and they saw the travesties of government. And so she has all these stories that she's told me about how checks would go worthless. She would raise prices throughout the day, watching goods get more expensive. So, there was this sort of distrust for government, if you will, and I guess a little bit of individualism, like, hey, you need to do something for yourself if you really want to make it. That came from my mom's side. And my dad, he was just always inspiring me to start a business. He'd ask me questions. Hey, how are we going to make our first $1 million? And, working for somebody isn't really what's going to give you that financial freedom. So he's always planting these little seeds. And even from an early age, I was always wanting to do that. So it was just really right out of high school that I got into investing. I bought my first stock in high school. I was wanting to hit the ground running, purchasing real estate into the '08 crisis, right? I was kind of in high school in the middle of the 2000s there, and then graduating, hoping to do like a doc only loan, right? And do like everyone else was doing, make $10,000 a month on equity appreciation. But that blew up. But, it really started to question, what is going on around the world. And I really wanted to get into finance and investments. And that's when I really started to dig deep, looking at precious metals and then getting involved with different companies. And that's what we do now. We strategically partner with companies that are in great trends. And we've been able to position ourselves strategically and educate people on what is going on in the economy and around the world. So that's kind of what I do now.
Amazing. And I'm so excited to dive into that for the full interview. This is kind of the teaser episode here. And so look for it to drop on iTunes. And we're going to talk about precious metals, cryptocurrency, real estate, and more of Kenneth's story. In the meantime, though, our podcast is focused on capital gains tax deferral as it pertains to highly appreciated assets, business, cryptocurrency, primary homes, real estate. That being said, what's the biggest frustration, Kenneth, either you, a friend, a family member, a client has faced when it comes to capital gains tax deferral strategies or frustrations thereof?
I would say the most complex one that I've ever dealt with was a company that we financed, private placement, pre-IPO. And we funded the company. It was like I believe it was like a $200,000 investment. It was in the cryptocurrency bubble. I mean, we were making great money with some of the different companies that we were investing with, also Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatnot. But this one never launched. And so it was about a year and a half later, 2 years, we needed to figure out what we were going to do with our taxes. And the complication was, when did we actually have to declare that loss? Was it short-term or long-term capital gain? And we had to dig into the story as to like, when was it deemed a failure? And when we started to look into that, we were actually able to write it off as a short-term capital gain, but it was so complicated because it was not normal. It was just an investment we did. It's just over time never panned out, never really thought of it as like a defined moment. But boom, we had to go dig back and say, okay, is it short-term or long? It was a big loss for us at the time.
Excellent. So just getting clarity on the timing and the classification, whether it's short-term or long-term. And then once you have that, digging in to get that is what you're saying.
Yeah, fine. It was just, at the time, it was something that was unknown. It was gray too, because you had to figure out like, when was it officially done? There wasn't a buy and a sell. It was just money that, went off into the ocean and got lost. So defining that moment was something we had to get clarity with, speaking to the company and deciding like, when was this officially a dead deal, and
Sure.
which was complicated,
Absolutely. It can be very complicated. And then also deciding if indeed it was a gain instead of a loss, what becomes the best tax deferral strategy for each of those asset types. So that being said, I appreciate you sharing that. And that is part of what we're about here at Capital Gains Tax Solutions, giving clarity on all of those things. With that being said, Kenneth, for those who want to reach out to you right now, learn and connect with you, what's the best place for them to find you?
You guys can visit me at crushthestreet.com. We got a free newsletter there. Sign up. We connect with with everyone a couple times a week by email. And also we post our stuff on the website. So just visit crushthestreet.com. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, thanks, everybody. If we can help you with any capital gains tax deferral in regards to a business, primary home, cryptocurrency, investment real estate, we love the opportunity. You can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com to get clarity on that. And with that, we wish you well.